how's it going? Just hanging out here a little bit, got tired, thought I'd sit down here at the cathedral, just relaxing. And I just want to give some encouragement to our Jiu-Jitsu athletes, Jiu-Jitsu practitioners, getting into the new age, as we see here in New York, is not the way to go. And I just want to encourage you guys in the martial art community, just getting started, or starting to have about 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Be very specific about who you train under. And also, like I tell our guys, we went from a means to an end regarding some of the redundancy of jiu-jitsu training, and also the principles, the underlying principles that should be adhered to in regards to your development in training, because there's so many benefits that you get based on these repetitive, consistent disciplines, what I call the spirit of practice, or what I call sport versus Budo, which is a spiritual exercise in which Jiu-Jitsu was formulated and originated from, coming from Buddhists and Buddha 4,000 years ago, from getting robbed, from getting mugged, and they had revelation based off these universal, called natural and spiritual laws to protect themselves. So with that being said, they were enlightened and given the wisdom, being smart, smart spiritual beings that they were at the time. They came up with Jiu-Jitsu, a way to defend themselves, so people wouldn't rob and kill them, and so that way they could defend themselves and not kill the people that they were fighting against. And it says a lot about the nature of Jiu-Jitsu, the spirit behind it, based off these laws and these practices and principles that are spiritual in nature. And so what we find now is that people manipulate that, just like in anything. It's nothing new under the sun. And I'm not an advocate trying to change hearts or trying to change people based on that. But the problem comes in when the community thinks, and we have to, as people of integrity that have been running dojos, wisdom, based on wisdom and knowledge, based on the betterment and the practice of what Jiu-Jitsu or what martial arts in whole has, whether it's judo, whether it's Muay Thai, whether it's boxing. It's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And in that lifestyle, there's a spirit behind it. And the question is, number one, going from a means to an end, is what the reality is a means to what end? What is your why in regards to your practice and your training? So I've made it simple in regards to, how we apply it in the dojo is, having a thought and intention to how you're going to train Jiu-Jitsu. Are you doing it for, hobby? You're doing it for sport, or are you doing it, for the Budo, which is the original, authentic, the real way, the one that leaves bearing fruit. You can't go wrong in developing a holistic approach of mind, body, and spirit to the practice of Jiu-Jitsu, which is a lot harder, and it means a lot of characteristics and a lot of disciplines are instituted based off these principles and underlying principles. But the benefits are 100% scalable and measurable, and the benefits outlast yourself, and also outlast many facets of how you can utilize these principles in life, on and off the mats. So I just want to encourage you. What we tell our guys is, we don't, in our dojo at Gracie Allegiance, Texas, is we have no hobbyists. We're looking for long-term committed people that appreciate the art and aren't just trying it. So, we're not very quick to take on members, and we also have a very high standard based off these laws and these principles that we know work, and it's not for everybody. So it's for people with the gift of leadership. It's also for strong, courageous, not saying that you're not if you go the other way, but just meaning like it's more intentional, in which the intention of Jiu-Jitsu has always been that. So going back to the premise and the foundation of what Jiu-Jitsu is, and the spirit of Jiu-Jitsu and the Budo, in the sense of that, it's such a beautiful, amazing art when you articulate it, and when you practice it with the right heart and the right spirit, and with God behind it, based off these biblical, what we call a biblical constitution, and being able to define those standards and apply them in life. It will outlast, and not only that, but you go to heaven. Believe in Jesus unto the Lord, and utilize these mediums that He's given you, and be a blessing and a steward over these mediums to be able to leverage them and live life to the fullness. If that's what you want, you have to do it right way. I don't care if it's jiu-jitsu, I don't care if it's in your career, I don't care. You don't half-ass it. You got to do it all the way. Then you got to do it unto God. Connect to God. Do it God's way. Seek the truth for yourself, which is original information. Keep seeking that knowledge, that information, bringing understanding, and then asking yourself a means to what end? What's the end goal to the efforts and to the labor that you want to contribute to yourself and the community around you? So hopefully this encourages somebody out there. And when it comes to our group, if you want to connect to something, we've been doing it a long time. We've been open since 2004. My number hasn't changed in 25 years. I believe in consistency. I believe in solidity and substance, and it has really blessed my life to the fullness. And so I just want to share that with as many people as I can and help people out of poverty and help people not make the mistakes that you don't have to make. You don't have to do it the wrong way. You can start doing it the right way, and keep evolving, with each other as iron sharpens iron, because accountability is another tool, and you want to be around people that are setting those examples and have those results. So keep at it. God bless you, and we'll see you on the mats.